T.O. Blaze.
Hey there, this is T.O. bringing another Kerbal Space Program video, another entry in my Laythe Legacies series. And in this video, I'm going to go ahead and retrieve and land a conventional helicopter that I had sent to Laythe a while back. So there you see my little deorbiting stage detaching from the helicopter, and the helicopter does not have a pilot or apparently a probe. So I went ahead and reverted my save, and time to send an actual pilot to the helicopter while it's still in orbit, and then I can deorbit the helicopter, hopefully successfully. So I'm going to use this, what I think I call it the Jewel Lancer, this nuclear propelled ship, and got a pilot aboard. Just going to send him to rendezvous with the helicopter in orbit and continue the mission. So I'd sent this helicopter with a bunch of other vessels, pretty much all the last few videos you guys have been seeing in the next couple, all a bunch of ships that I sent all at the same time so that their transfers would all coincide. And for whatever reason, I just don't like sending one vehicle at a time to Jewel. So far away, it takes several in-game years. So yeah, this helicopter's just been sitting in orbit, and I thought might as well deorbit it now and send it down to the surface, maybe to the new airfield that I've set up. And another reason I hadn't deorbited it before now, again, I don't have a pilot aboard and can't land it without a pilot. So doing my typical rinse and repeat rendezvous method here, where I match inclinations, pick a single point on the orbits that I want to rendezvous at, and then just either wait until those points get closer together or kind of force them to get closer together by burning a little fuel, and then go ahead and cancel out my relative velocity so I can be nice and slowly approaching the target. And there we go. Coming up on that helicopter. Looks nice. Conventional helicopter, meaning it's not electric. It's going to burn liquid fuel, and it needs air breathing. It's an air breathing engine, so it can only function in the atmosphere of Laythe or Kerbin. And I wanted a conventional helicopter like this. The electric rotor style helicopters that I've been using on Laythe have a limited range. Technically you could say they're unlimited in that you could just park and refuel them. But Jewel is so far from Kerbal that the solar panels aren't as efficient, and adding lots and lots and lots of batteries just makes them heavier and I guess perhaps less realistic. So as a challenge to myself, I made this conventional style helicopter, and these are challenging because the torque that the main rotor applies, it could be really hard to counteract that with the tail rotor. Like I'm not an engineer, I've never designed helicopters, so I had to basically trial and error to get the speed of the rotors, the pitch of the blades, the size, all that to work out so that this thing would actually fly. So for me, just the fact that it is currently flying in the atmosphere is a success. So this was a test, right? Like I just sent this to Laythe, hoping for the best. It obviously flew around the Kerbal Space Center a good while. I tested it there, but I wanted to send it to Laythe and see how it would perform, and maybe I'll use it in future missions. So like my last video, the electric VTOL, purpose of this is to be able to transport Kerbals, maybe a little bit of cargo from one spot to another with some pinpoint accuracy and very little space for taking off and landing, because sometimes you don't have that space. So jets would be a little too restrictive, but I'm going to call this a success. Maybe I'll use it in future missions. I'm about to touch down here at the surface station, and that's it for the video. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Please leave a comment, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to see something in a future video, let me know. I appreciate you for tuning in, and I hope to see you guys real soon.